Okay, welcome to Formidable Me. I'm already deep in thought, things I feel passionate about and I want to say. You know, rather than get really caught up and distracted by the things that are right in your face. So, in your day to day going in and out, it is very easy to get really snagged and hung up on things like relationships and disagreements there, these hardships, parenting and children, these things become a problem, or an injury if you're in your training and you have an injury. These things really can plague your mind or your finances, right? If you're in debt, those reminders are constant and they're very nagging, like a toothache. And there's something psychological about that pain. It just really, it's demoralizing, it's discouraging, and it can really snag us. Now, on the surface, most of this stuff, I think we need to address how to like put that stuff in perspective and move it on. And here's the reason why. I think that in the next 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, there are going to be some issues globally that are going to redefine everything. So problems that we look at now today are going to in the future be like, oh my gosh, now I'm worried about rising water, or where do we get food from now, or water. Like fresh water is going to be a serious issue, and all of this that is related to, and that's just one issue, right? We can get into health and pestilence and all kinds of, so there are some struggles. I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm just saying that moving into the future, like at any point in time, our challenges are unique and different. And for that cause, I believe that we can strengthen and condition ourselves today in our minds, in our hearts, in our souls, and in our bodies. And all of these areas, we can condition them now. And the more conditioning you are, the more strength and clarity and grit and anti-fragileness that you can develop now with issues like my debts, my relationships, my parenting, my training. If we can develop these things now, we will be better equipped as the future comes. And new opportunities come and they present themselves for solutions. And we're all about solutions, right? So, this is where I believe that we can get into this conversation of, fixing our mindset is very, very important to everything. There's so many things. They're all important. I get it. Mindset is a tricky one though, and it's something that you never stop working on, right? Because as the challenge grows, you're introduced with a new mental challenge, and your mind is so clever and flexible. And it's the monkey brain thing, it's a nonstop. You cannot stop your brain. So controlling your thoughts, it's a bit of a misnomer. There's controlling the way you react to your thoughts and how you note them. That's one thing. So what I propose is one thing that you can control. And I saw this amazing impact theory interview where this is kind of his thing. And it's come up a couple times where you can control, first of all, the words out of your mouth. So don't speak negative. Like there's just no good actually comes from it, right? Chad Wright is an ultra distance runner who comes from Tennessee. You wouldn't know it to look at him. Big beard, long hair, looks totally like a hillbilly, but he's this very spiritual, soft-spoken guy, and that's one of his things is don't put words to your pain, because the minute you say them, it becomes worse. This is a theme that's really common, and the sports Mr. Moad, I can't think of his first name right now, but his interview with Tom Bilyeu, he was talking about how in sports, and this is his arena, right? He works with athletic teams, and don't ever just stop saying stupid things like this hurts, or that's stupid, or man, I just don't like this, or it's just too hot today, and it's really too hot. Any of those things, just don't even say them, because the minute you speak them, it reinforces, makes it even worse. So number one, just get in the habit of stop complaining, stop being negative, do not let the words pass you off. And number two, the other thing that's just hugely important is where action, your mood follows your action. That's a Rich Roll thing. But it's very true that, my hardest moment of every day is right when I wake up. It's at 5 a.m. From 5 to 5:05, man, I'm wrestling with demons. Like, I'm going through this. I have not had enough sleep. Just don't say that. But I feel it. I think it. You can think it. Don't say it. I don't want to get up. I'm making up all excuses for why I don't want to get up. I promise you, 30 minutes later, after having gotten up and done some exercise, I say exercise. Walk around the block. Move a little bit. Stretch your arms and breathe. Get up and move. I can promise you that 30 minutes later, you're not going to say, man, was that a bad move? I should have stayed in bed. There's always exceptions to that rule, right? But in general, it never happens. So I feel better after I've made the action. And it tells a great story about a kid who, and I won't go into the whole story here. Watch the interview. It's fascinating, but it's a cool story of a kid who took an SAT test to assess while in high school, and he was a total loser at school, like nothing. And he took the test, and dang, he got like a genius scholar score. Couldn't believe it, and and he didn't cheat or anything. That's just what he got. It was like, dang, I didn't know I was smart. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll start going to classes. So he started going to classes instead of hanging out with his bonehead friends. And then his teachers were like, hey, this kid's in class. So they regarded him a little bit different. Next thing you know, he decides to go to college and all that. And then, 12 years later, he's this superstar, very successful because, and then he found out later on, once in a while they do a review of these things. 12 years after being this mega success in publishing, he got a letter that said, actually, we made a mistake in those. We review these occasionally, and just to set the record straight, you were one of 13 people who got the wrong answer to the test. Your score wasn't in the 1400s out of 16. It was 750. It was like he was in the lower 50 percentile. But the point is, it's not that number made him go, oh, I'm a genius. It's that he thought, oh, dang, I guess I should, maybe if I act like it. And so this is where the idea of your actions precede a lot of the mindset that we're going to develop over time. You can now start to behave in a certain way that will make you feel a certain way, and then you learn as we go on, right? It's not enough time to go and get a full degree in any of this stuff. So just start now with some of the things that will make you feel better, right? And I can give you a list, but the things that are unique to you that make you feel better. Look at and then stop doing things that are stupid. Speaking stupid things, putting stupid things in your mouth, like what you eat. Look at that. It actually has a bearing on how you feel. Stop listening to pointless stuff. Stop watching negative news or things that don't propel you forward. You can control some of the stupid that you're exposed to and move forward. So that's it. I'll put up some notes with this. So stop doing stupid things. Don't say it. Don't eat it. Don't listen to it. Don't watch it. And number two, start doing things that will make you feel better, because mood follows action every time. That's a formidable bit of love. Go out and be better, because these little problems today, okay, I know they're big in our eyes right now, but in the large scale, let's condition ourselves for like mega success in the future, much more abundance, much more